right? Yeah.
So tell me about your love life.
No, we need like 5 days. 5 days. How can you be so personal about relationships that go wrong?
Well, I also am personal about relationships that go right too. I don't equate short relationships with being ones that go wrong. I just equate them with relationships that are short. I think that I define myself and I am aware of who I am based on my interactions with people or places or things or whatever. So it's in relationships that I'm able to define myself and ultimately provide an opportunity for someone else to define themselves or heal themselves or understand themselves. So I see relationships as opportunities, and it really works well when both people do.
And you've said that when you do right, it's not in revenge, it's more for yourself. But there has to be a point when it might be a little hard to get dates because you're calling out your exes, right? Is it hard getting a date?
No, it's actually not hard at all. And I think what happens is that people who would consider even dating me at this point, I think they kind of know what they're getting into. Because I write, obviously, autobiographically. So I think it just says something about their being comfortable with themselves enough to know that they may be found in the subject matter of my songs at some point.
And earlier on, you were talking about clarity, and honesty is an important concept in your music. What is honesty to you?
Just speaking the truth to oneself, I think, is a big one. That's the scariest one for me. Sitting alone in a room and just being honest with myself about something is the most terrorizing one. The rest of them are okay. And, I do see a big difference between privacy and secrecy. So, being honest when I'm trying not to be secretive feels really great. But being honest when I'm not, taking into account someone else's privacy, I usually don't go there just because I don't want to.
Why is honesty terrifying to you?
It's terrifying when I know that it has to or will inevitably result in a huge change. But before I started writing this record, I had to put my conceptual helmet on and seatbelt on because I knew that coming to terms with a lot of what I was writing about would result in my, having changes happen in my life, to say the least. So they did, and I'm still alive, I'm still here. So it's okay.
Still kicking.
Yeah.
You said that there's a difference between privacy and secrecy. What's the difference?
Well, privacy, in my opinion, comes from a place of love, and secrecy comes from a place of fear. So when I'm afraid, I am secretive about things, even with myself, and I'm in denial about them, and I try to compartmentalize and push them away and not even look at them because they're too scary. But privacy is something that I'm doing very consciously in order to respect someone else's privacy or mine.
Okay, we have an audience question. It's from Cassie. Hey, Cassie.
Hi.
Hi. Knowing that you're a fellow Canadian, I was just wondering what you were doing when you found out the hockey team got the gold medal.
Which hockey team? The female or the male game?
Well, you can tell us both if you want.
Well, the male one where I was flying somewhere, and we were winning when I got on the plane, and then someone on the plane told me 5-3, and I got really excited. But I'm also, I'm surrounded by Americans a lot, so I have to kind of quell my excitement.
Yeah.
No. And the female game, I was there, so I was at the game. And,
wow.
Yeah.
We were talking about the concepts of privacy and secrecy, and the first single that's off this album, Under Rug Swept, Hands Clean. People are talking about this song. The idea of the song is that a younger woman is involved in a relationship with an older man. What did you want to do with this song?
I'd been silent about the nature of the relationship for a really long time at the request of the person who the song's about, and that was an exact example of my being silent on someone else's behalf to kind of protect them in a way that was at the cost of my own peace of mind and my own self. And I wanted to be honest with myself about it and feel the liberation that comes from that. So the verses and the B sections are him singing to me, and the bridge and the chorus is my responding to him from the present tense. And it was very therapeutic and cathartic to write it, basically.
What do you think about, because I know there's been a lot of articles out there, and they're calling the relationship of the song, they're calling it statutory rape. What do you think about that when you read those articles?
I don't usually categorize things, whether it's music or dynamics or whatever it is. I usually just call them what they are, which is that I was a young person who was in a relationship with someone where on some level I was ready for it and on other emotional levels I wasn't. And that's kind of how I define it. And I know that takes way more words than statutory rape, but it better defines it to me because I don't need to make things be short and put in a box. I don't need to do that, so.
Because it's interesting too, because honestly, if I was in your situation, even earlier on when we were talking about this is the first time that you wrote and produced your album, and it has to be like kind of like a middle finger to the people who like messed around with you when you were younger, but you see it in a different way. You're like, well, this is just a natural evolution for myself. And even with what's going on with this song, a lot of people, it's so much dialogue is going on about this song. To you, it's kind of like, it's just a situation that I was in, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the end of story.
Well, the hardest part for me was to just repress it and be silent about it. So the act of writing it in and of itself was enough for me. So,
We've got a phone call right now, and hello, caller from Hamilton, Laura Lee.
Hi.
Lorelei. Got
Hi,
your
I was
name.
wondering, from the song 21 Things You Want in a Lover, which 21 things have you found in a lover and what they were?
I found a lot of things on my list. My thing, just kind of randomly, is 80% of that list is something that I think I would be really psyched about. And the operative word in the song for me is not necessarily needs, because these are things that I'm kind of putting out there in a way and describing what it is that I want, much like I would have a map of sorts that I can at least reference. But, I basically really get as clear about it as I possibly can, and then I let go entirely and see what the universe or what life has to offer, and I go with that.
Only 3 days, though?
3 days of what?
In the song, you say 3 days. You reference 3 days.
More than three times.
Oh, okay. Just wondering. Just from my own personal knowledge.
Yes.
We've got Speaker's Corner, because I was like, 3 days? Wow.
Yeah, and that shifts.
It's
I'm
7
sure.
days in a week. What?
All right, well, you're telling me a lot about yourself right now. Thank you.
Okay, question coming from Montreal. Speaker's Corner. Let's take a look at the monitor.
What's up, Alanis? It's Grant from Montreal. My friend's dad used to teach you in history in high school, and I was wondering if there's any truth to the story that you used to sing "Oh Canada" through the PA system to everyone in the morning.
Tape version of it would be played every morning, and I was mortified. But if it's a history teacher I'm thinking about, I used to fall asleep in history class every time, so I have such apologies sent to your friend's dad. And now I'm actually reading history books, but when I was being taught history in school, sometimes I just couldn't get into it. But now of my own volition, I want to do it, which is often the case with how the curriculums are in school. But anyway, the answer to your question is yes, it was played on a tape, but I wasn't doing it live every morning.
Now, I know you're a big reader of books, and you read a book called Conversations with God. What did you get from that book?
Just clarity, and there was a lot of things in that book that I really resonated with and connected with. And God is such a fraught little word, because it always implies religion or everyone that I've talked to about the word God seems to have a really weighted definition of what that is. And what I loved about the book was that it really challenged. It challenged all the definitions of God and had some levity about it and a lot of clarity about situations that I'd been extremely confused about. And the author of the book is someone that I've gotten to know over the last while, and I wrote a foreword for his teen book, which was exciting, and yeah.
Are you a spiritual person? Do you consider yourself a spiritual person?
Very spiritually minded, yeah. I don't consider myself to be religious, although I'm so curious about religions, and what I have found over the last while is the thread of continuity that permeates all of them, which is exciting. I always look to see where they all have consistencies, and that's usually where I go.
Now, I wish I could talk your ear off for another hour. However, I'm being wrapped. We're going to go to the window because we have a question.
Okay.
And if you could just follow me. Yay! We've got, you okay?
It's freezing.
Julie is at the window. Hello, people at the window. How are you? Julie, you got a question?
Yes, hi, Alanis.
Hi.
I was wondering, what artists have you not worked with that you would most like to?
When I love artists, the last thing I think about is my playing with them, because I always think that they're so distinct and individual that I wouldn't want to, pee all over their songs with my own individual take. But I love Leonard Cohen, and I would love to maybe, send some love to him. I don't have to meet him, but yeah.
Oh, come on. You guys can be louder than that. Now, we don't really have very much time left to talk, but there's a question that I wanted to ask you. What is the most important issue that's closest to your heart?
Oh, there's many. Closest issue? Just the human condition, basically. Just thinking about us all being one, even though we're all so distinctly different and unique and kick-ass. Just all the countries that I've traveled to and all the different cultures that I've been in, I just see how we're all alike fundamentally, and that's the kind of thing I think about when I wake up in the morning.
You sing about utopia on the album. Can it really exist, or is it just an ideal that's not attainable?
I think it absolutely can exist. It really depends on whether we want it badly enough or not, so yeah.
All right. Thank you, Alanis.
Thank you.
There's going to be more performance, but we're going to take a little short break right here as the Alanis Morissette Intimate and Interactive continues live from Vancouver, British Columbia. Welcome back to the Alanis Morissette Intimate and Interactive live from Vancouver, British Columbia at the Roundhouse. It's been such a great night, but we've got some more music. Please give it up for Alanis Morissette.
You from New York, you are so relevant. You reduce me to cosmic tears. They'll mean us more so than most anyone. Unapologetic, kindly alive. Not in my stomach and lump in my throat. Loving you when you dance, when you face out in trance. So you're such an expression. Loving you when you dance, when you face out in trance. So you're such an expression. On bass, and Zach Ray on keyboards, and David Levita on guitar. to hear you. You stayed in your case time and again, and I thought about it. You treat me like I'm a princess, and I'm not used to liking that, yeah. And you ask how mine is. You already won me over, in spite of me. Don't be alone if I fall. Get over me, and don't be surprised if I love you for all that you are. I couldn't help it. It's all your fault. Your love is thick and it swallowed me whole. And you're so much braver than I give you credit for. And that's not lip service. You've already won me over, in spite of me. Don't be alone if I fall. Get over me. Don't be surprised if I love you for all that you are. I couldn't help it. It's all your fault. You are the bearer of unconditional things, and you held your breath and the door for me. And thanks for your patience. You're the best listeners that I've ever met, and you're my best friend with bad friends. What took me so long? And I've never felt this healthy before. I've never wanted something rational, and I am aware now. I swear to God I am, I think. I am aware now. You've already won me over, in spite of me. Don't be alone if I fall. Get over me. Don't be surprised if I love you for all that you are. I couldn't help it. It's all your fault. You guys are awesome. It's a song called Hands Clean. If it weren't for your maturity, none of this would have happened. If you weren't so wise beyond your years, I would have been able to control myself. And if it weren't for my attention, you wouldn't have been successful. If it weren't for me, you would never have amounted to very much. Yeah, essentially an employee. I like you having to depend on me. You're a kind of protege. One day you'll say you'll learn all you know from me. And I know you depend on me like a young thing to a guardian. I know you sexualize me like a young thing would, and I think I like it. Yeah, this could get messy. You don't seem to mind. Until I don't go telling everybody else. Overlook this supposed crime. We'll fast forward to a few years later. No one knows except the bones of us. Die upon your request for silence, and you washed your hands of this. What part of that history to reinvent? Tattered under wraps, what part of your memory is solid till it tends to forget? What with this distance it seems so obvious. Just make sure you don't tell me, especially the members of your family. And we best keep this to ourselves and not tell any members of our inner posse. And I wish I could tell the world, cause you're such a pretty thing when you're done up properly. And I might wanna marry you one day if you watch that weight and you keep it from body. Yeah, this could get messy. You don't seem to mind. Till I don't go telling everybody else. Overlook this supposed crime. Fast forward to a few years later. No one knows except the both of us. Die upon your request for silence, and you washed your hands of this. Yeah, this could get messy. You don't seem to mind. Till I don't go telling everybody else. Overlook this supposed crime. Fast forward to a few years later. No one knows except the both of us. Die upon your request for silence. You wash your hands of
Wow. Could you guys please just give it up for Alanis Morissette and the band? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Did you have a good time?
Very, very, very good.
Now, do you guys have the new album, Under Rug Swept? Just checking, just checking. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the band. Thank you so much. And it was so wonderful to be here in Vancouver for our very first I&I, and it was with you. And right now, we're going to say bye to everyone at home, bye to you guys, but you're going to perform one more song. Let's take it away. Thank you.
How about getting off of these antibiotics?
be here. Bless you much. I love you. Keep on. Love you.